Let's make sure we protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings.
That's crazy. It said my browser failed to play the video clip. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, before we get into what we're going to talk about today, I got some clips that I need to pull up. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in.
My man, my man, my man. You say it on loop like it's part of the plan. Delusional stalker, can't take a hint. You a trick ass, old bad built ass bitch. Light lizard lurking, smelling like regret. Tryna come for Atlas, girl, place your bet. Bad built bitch with a stale taco wilted let.
Okay. That might be too much to start off with that.
Ralph the Wise has rescued more women than Jaguar, right? Oh, die. And out of these women, none have appreciated it, and that shit ain't right. They turned their backs and told lies on our collective, saying violence is what we incite, bitch, please, please. We fight demons, not people, so eliminate your negative assumption, because none of it is right. We're here to protect each other's energy, not to tear anyone down. Just because you see people in our Discord stating they wanna fight doesn't mean they're a part of our collective. Undercover wanna be detectives, spies with lies in which we despise, makes your assumptions very deceptive. From Bonnie, Selma, Lady, Lactatia, Maggie to Golden Queen, we aren't searching for y'all's whereabouts, we ain't the damn big team. Our focus is on bigger things. Our focus is on bigger things. We have bigger dreams. We have bigger dreams. We fight with facts, not physically, despite what y'all may think. With your carnal minds indulging in the wrong spirits, which is why you often drink. That's why you often drink.
What's going on with y'all? What's up with y'all, YouTube? Listen, in order for us to truly break this down, right? And y'all have to get a little bit more insight around the subject, okay? This is how you get maximum clarity on the situation, okay? So, in order for us to get the insight that we need, we have to go to a source. That source that we have to go to, has to be reliable, right? We have to figure out a source, and who would tell the truth about Jaguar Wright? Like, we know, like, who tells the truth? You know what I mean? Who's the truth? Who's the truth teller? They say kids tell the most truthful things. They'll tell you the truth in a heartbeat, right? So if we're going to start 2026 off, then we should start it off with digging for truth, right? So we have to go back to the interview of her son. Her son said the most truthful stuff about her. Okay? So we got to go back and listen to that. All right?
You look amazing.
Tell me if you guys can you guys hear it?
IT? Because you do spend a lot of time on computers and everything like that.
Indeed, I do spend time with computers.
Hold on, it might be echoing. I might have to switch it.
For the artistic side of the world.
Okay.
I might have to put it on.
Shout out to dudes and shout out to your father.
Hold on, let me see. All right.
Too. Me and your dad are like this. You know what I'm saying? That's your daddy. He nice looking.
Yeah. I had to switch it to just have it come through. Well, if I switch it the other way, it ain't gonna be able to be heard on the TikTok. So
certainly.
I know he get all the ladies all the time, you know. So let's talk about Deuce. Listen, now I'm gonna call you Deuce. Is that okay? Or would you rather?
Certainly.
Okay, cool. All right, no problem. So you are Jaguar Wright's youngest son.
Correct.
There you had a brother, correct, who is now deceased.
Yes.
Okay. And so it's pretty much been you for a very long time.
Yes.
Okay. And so I just kind of want to give people some backstory. I did speak to you a few years ago because we did a documentary series on your mother. You remember that?
I remember.
And you gave full consent to tell, your story. And you didn't even tell everything.
Absolutely.
Right. You just basically was, stating what you had experienced. And it was very short and sweet. And we didn't, we didn't put out much when it came to that because you were still transitioning into adulthood. Okay. And so here recently, things have certainly taken a turn because you were.
Now, what we want to do is we don't want to watch the whole thing. We don't want to get into the whole thing. We want to get to key points, right? Key points when he's talking about Jaguar. Okay.
Oh, it was only temporary, and to my knowledge, it's the first and only time we've been evicted. But even at that point, he experienced many things over the course of my life. I mean, I believe it was when I was 1.5 years old when she had to take a trip overseas to Tokyo.
Oh,
an interesting experience that I have fond memories of, and slight choices that allow me to speak the to. It makes flights nowadays seem pretty, in which I study things.
With these interviews this last time, your grandmother was
your things out now, or we will forcefully remove it from the apartment.
Okay.
On my old phone, which I have in my room, unfortunately it's broken. I have to get repaired in order to show the message. I sent her the picture of it saying, what are we going to do about this? But she said to me that it was perfectly fine. It's nothing to fret over it. Just relax in your room.
Okay. Now, this goes back to what, he said he was finding out. He said he found out. He called her a succubus. He said a succubus. This is someone who manipulates people's sacral energy, sacral chakra. That means that everything that she talks about is around that of what is the secret or secretion of the body, your sexual, fluids, right? That's what the succubus is craving. If anybody knows the story of the succubus comes when you sleep and releases your secretion, right? So that's what he's saying, that his mom plays on sacral energy. That's what we want to get into. Because this is Baphomet stuff. When you hear people start talking about Leviathan, when you hear people start talking about Armageddon, when you hear people start talking about in the time of Mehido, when you hear people start using terms like that, this is stuff that was taught by Alison Crowley and the Baphomet. All of this stuff that she's doing, exploiting, using different variations of people intent, during certain times. Usually it's a Friday, full moon, getting in a tub with water, candles, so on and so forth. This is all, alchemy trickery, right? But we have to hear it differently because you have to be able to put a different perspective on it. And I'm telling you, Sam Jr. did a great job in this interview. Yes, there was some mix-ups, there was some confusions, but he did a great job in this interview because I say he did a great job because he was authentically himself. Secondly, he really was just telling the truth. All the things that he was saying was things that his mom had taught him. She installed some of this stuff in his head, you know?
Basically treating it as if it were normal. And even back then, when I was, say, very quiet about kind of dissenting towards my mother's word, I felt alarm bells ringing in the back of my head. That paranoia was striking again, but it felt less vivid than it did in the previous times, like it was becoming normalized. Even though I believe everyone can agree that 4 evictions is something no one should go through.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? He said, now this is why I say the mind is a terrible thing to waste, because listen to what he said. He said that paranoia was kicking in the back of my head again, but this time it was like less vivid, like it was becoming normalized. This is how people normalize you to trauma, right? This is how we all got normalized to trauma when we were kids, when we watched it over and over again to where it became normal, almost like that damn smoke detector, right? That smoke detector go off so much that your mind starts to block it out because it became normalized. That's the same thing with trauma and trauma bonding. He's saying that he was going through so much trauma, and the evictions, or the times that he was going through it, he said his mom's behavior was starting to become normalized. And that's what you see right now. A lot of chaotic crash out behavior, but because we see it so much, it's becoming normalized.
One at most.
Okay. I agree.
So that eviction happened.
Just like that damn black bra. He wear that black bra so much, it's normalized. Like big homie CC outfit, that hat, the glasses, and that big ass black t-shirt, normalized. Like you can't mention big homie CC without seeing that image. That's how much they wear that shit.
And all of the things were moved outside in boxes and trash bags and whatnot. And my mom had to get her ID in order to get the Penske truck in order to move things out.
Okay.
Now, this is the same Penske truck that she still wanted for. This is the same Penske truck that she stole, right? The same Penske truck that got her on the run, so on and so forth. So this is coming from his mouth, how she's going about it, right? Furthermore, he says that it was all a scheme. Like his mom was putting him in distress so he can act out, so she can record it. That's all. Giovanni said the same thing. I mean, not Giovanni. Goomba said the same thing, that she was basically trying to cause him to act out so she can catch the recording, so she can exploit it later on one of her pages.
And me at the time, even back then, it was in the back of my head, but I can definitely tell you now, antics have been going on at the Legacy of Cedar Hill at the time. I even remember the instance in which some young kids were beating up an elderly man out.
This is who I want to talk to. I want to do an interview with Sam.
My hunger and dehydration.
Hold on. We got to get to the milk and cookies of this.
The hiding of her purse.
Stage the hiding of her purse.
Just to get some fame of the situation.
Listen.
What do you mean?
In other words, she purposefully hid that bag away, even though we needed it in order to get the truck.
Okay.
And had me searching around, and it recorded me frantically searching around, and her basically talking loudly and brashly to Grandma Frances. And then once she felt like she had milked enough of the situation, she had basically placed it in a spot for me to find it. And in which I did that search again and then found the purse.
Okay. So she recorded you on live doing all this?
Secretly behind my back, yes.
Okay.
I do not like that. But as of right now, I basically dismiss it as one of the many things that I figured out over the course of these 2 years now. Oh, well, 1 or 2 years. Yeah, basically 1.5 years now since I've been away from her, that have made me view her in a much more negative light. And
like how?
Okay, I specified this in the kind of
To watch, if you guys want to watch the full interview, you have to go to Tasha K's page. If you want to watch the full interview, we're watching it as a recap to bring it back up. To like just to resurface the truth. You know what I mean? Let's put truth out. 2026. Let's put the truth out there. Let's stop playing with these demonic beings. Let's stop playing with these demonic ass energies, right? Let's put the truth out there. Let's have proper discernment on stuff, right? Not somebody else's discernment. You can go watch this interview for yourself. Go check it out for yourself. It gets worse as it goes. You see the many different sides, the many different points that he's trying to make. And I'm trying to point out everything. I want y'all to see everything. See the world for how dark it truly is.
With Sean Davy Way.
Shout out to Sean Davy Way.
Shout out to Sean Davy Way.
Right.
But to put it the Cliff Notes version, I've separated my mother into two people.
Okay.
Jacqueline Suzette Wright, her legal name, and Jaguar Wright, her stage name.
Okay.
I love Jacqueline Suzette Wright. She is my mother, and I love her with every bit of my being, in spite of the things that she's done. However, Jaguar Wright is the kind of person I abhor.
Okay.
To give you the Cliff Notes version on how I view Jaguar Wright.
This is important. Listen to how he viewed Jaguar Wright. Now, you got to think about this. This is her son, right? And he had to separate his mom from the entity that is Jaguar Wright. Think about that. He refused to see his mom as Jaguar Wright. So he separated his mom, Jacqueline Suzette, right, from Jaguar Wright. Do you get what I'm saying? So he had to have proper discernment and separate these two entities, right? So now he's giving you what he believes Jaguar Wright consists of, not Jacqueline, Jaguar. Now, this is what you need to pay attention to. Let's break down the 5 things that he describes his mother as.
She is 5 things to me.
Okay.
She is an overpossessive siren who lures any people who try to be kind to her into her den and protects the things that she owns, whether it be her gained wealth or, even at worst, her own sons, whether they be dead or alive, like a dragon protects a hoard of gold.
Now, let's break that down right there. He said she was a siren. A siren is like a mermaid, pretty much, someone who lures humans in with the sound of their voice. Ironically, Jaguar is a singer that people are so astonished by how powerful her voice was that they are lured in and blinded by the true entity that is Jaguar Wright, the demonicness, right? So they're blinded by the sound of music, right? And this is the one thing that she uses as a cover up to stay demonic. Let's keep going.
That's 1.
Okay.
2, Jaguar Wright is a vindictive thief who hates those who have slighted her or have done any wrong to her in her eyes, stirs the pot of bad blood for well over a decade, and pettily steals things from those whom she hates for her own purposes or for her own hatred.
Now, when you look at that, that sounds more accurate too. If you go back to the roots, if you go back to her stealing awards from certain people, if you go back to her having this grudge against people that she felt like did her wrong, if you go back to her book that she wrote, the Wood Shack or whatever, Woodstock, whatever the hell it was called, if you go back to the book that she wrote, right, everything that Jaguar did is sociopathic. She steals people's characteristic traits. She steals people's stories. She steals people's traumas. She steals people's awards, right? So that's the second thing. Now we still got three more. We still got three more that he's going to describe as Jaguar Wright. And you guys, when he describe them, I want you guys to look back at your history that you know of with Jaguar and decide whether it's accurate or not.
Okay.
3, she is a dead son of narcissism who has been overfueled with the eutrophication of love from her father and her mother at such a young age, well before her double digits, that it spoiled her rotten and led her to believe that she was a shining star amidst the cosmos, when in actuality she burnt out.
Now that's the third one right there. That's the third one that he described her as, right? And the Bible say, out of a babe's mouth, right? Out of a baby's mouth, the truth will be heard, right? So that's the third one. This is her son describing her, right? I don't care what all of you fans say. I don't care what all of you followers of Jaguar say. This is the person that she raised speaking about her, right? You can sit there and speculate whatever you want based off of your feelings and emotions. You can sit there and be like, I love Jaguar because she did a song with Jay-Z and I can't see it coming down my eyes, but I got to make this song cry. And I love her for that because she made me feel so great in that time. You can keep on trying to perceive the truth based off of your feelings and emotions, or you could put your feelings and emotions to the side and have proper discernment on what the truth is. And if you choose to stand with the truth, then kudos for you. But for the fraudulent people that still want to hide in the dark, I think you're going to be surprised that in the Aquarius sky, nothing is in the dark. Everything will be exposed, whether real or fake, whether true or false. All things will be brought to the light in this new era. And you can sit there and keep on trying to perceive this world based off of your own feelings and emotions. But guess what? 2026 is about to expose all of this darkness. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. You think Jaguar Wright is the end all be all to exposing the lies in this world? Hell no. She's just the beginning of the exposure. Jaguar Wright whole job was to get on social media, attach herself to conspiracy theories, and then lead the direction of conspiracy theorists. So that's why they put people like Jaguar Wright out there. So you can think the gossip and the bullshit that she's talking about qualifies as conspiracy theories. It doesn't. MK Ultra, government experience, hiding the Antarctic Circle, the magnetosphere, round Earth, flat Earth. How many constellations in the sky? What is the government hiding from us? The Galactic Federation of Light. All of this stuff is conspiracy theories. Talking about where Jay-Z put his penis at is not fucking conspiracy theories. Talking about how many penises DJ Khaled sucked on a yacht is not a fucking conspiracy. I mean, excuse my language. It's not a conspiracy theory. So her whole job in this social media experience or experiment was to get on social media and curve what we know to be the conversations around conspiracy theories. Now, they think that by talking about people's sexual preference is conspiracy now. No, that's not woke talk. You're not a part of, speaking truth or holding to, the First Amendment, right? She's not a part of that. She's a part of the cover up. She's a part of the fraudulent. She's a part of now she's not even a part of that because now they decided to kick her ass out on that too because she done won against that. Everything that Jaguar try to be a part of, she goes against,
Oh, 4, she is a hyperbolic criminal with the mask of a cultist who has spread and blown things so far out of proportion to the point where nobody can find hopefully nobody will find the truth of the matter.
You heard what he said? You see, he had to fix it, right? He said to the point where nobody can find the truth of the matter. And then he switched it and said, hopefully nobody can find the truth of the matter. And this is very important. This description of Jaguar is very important because the truth of the matter is Jaguar don't want people to find out that this stuff is going on. She don't want people to find out that people are being snatched up. She don't want people to find out about the baby farms. She don't want people to find out about why she target autistic based kids, right? It's a reason why Jaguar targets spectrum based kids, right? Because she can manipulate their mind easier than she can somebody in their right state of mind. Look at Maggie, for instance. Maggie is spectrum based. It took a while for Maggie to admit that she's spectrum based. Look at Regina Gold. Regina Gold is spectrum based. Look at Sam DeSoto. Sam is spectrum based. Do you see the pattern? Look at the lady who said that Jay-Z and Diddy did something to her. She was from Arizona. And guess what? She was spectrum based. Oh, wow. Let's look at Ronnie Bo. If Ronnie Bo wasn't locked up in prison, you would see that Ronnie Slow is spectrum based. Do you see the pattern of manipulation and the people that she's using? Right? They all seem to have, right, this in common. All of them seem to have this in common, whether ODD, OCD, ADD, any of these things that is putting people on a spectrum, they all seem to have this. Ronnie Slow, ODD, for sure. He has a problem with authorities. So you see the spectrum base in him, right? Maggie, you see Maggie and her limited amount of thinking. You see the spectrum base in her, right? Legina Gold, you can see that in these people. Misha, come on. Idra English, come on. Y'all want me to keep going? Should I keep going? Okay. Pay attention.
And to keep her name in the circles of controversy so that all the attention will always be on her. And likewise, hypocritically proclaiming to my now late half brother to never play a game series from Rockstar known as GTA, Grand Theft Auto, when she has effectively done the same herself in real life now.
Now, what he said a mouthful right there without saying a mouthful, because in the game GTA, you steal cars, you do all of this stuff in GTA. You guys know what GTA consists of, right? So what he's basically saying is, in the terminology of GTA, the brother who also tried to be a, GTA member, however you want to call it, right? Trying to be out in the streets, the gangster, the thug. When you go look in his story, you see that he want to go rob somebody. And then that's how he got unalive. Well, Jaguar told that story too. And Jaguar tried to blame that on Jay-Z also. She said that they offered her son a Rock Nation deal in order to sacrifice her, but she sacrificed him first. Same story around her dad. You're starting to see a pattern of people passing away around Jaguar and then her ascending to higher heights in the material world, right? Her manager, right? And then you hear her talk to TJ and she say, Manuche's with me. That's a spirit. That's somebody that's unalived. My father's with me right now. Hold on. Ain't that another person that's unalived? Right? So you hear Jaguar saying that she has accumulated the spirit of these people that unalived in her presence or in her care or just trapped up in some type of mind fuck of hers and they probably got unalived. Do you get what I'm saying? These is dark soul snatchers. You see what Goomba said. Goomba said she was trying to get him unalived at the barbershop when she was smoking the ashes. All of them smoked the ashes of her son. Y'all remember that? She was rubbing it all on her face. Oh boy was helping her. The dude, Solar, was helping her with the damn ashes. I mean, everybody done sat around and smoked these ashes. What, they was on some how high shit? That's what they was sitting there thinking, that they was Red Man, Method Man. If they smoked the ashes, she was gonna be able to talk to Giovanni again or some shit. Do y'all not see the darkness around this shit? Who smokes cremated ashes? Who does that? Right then and there, we should have seen and got help for this person. She smoked the ashes of her dead son. What is we talking about? You can't jump in my comment section talking about Jaguar is queen, praise Yah, when she smoked the ashes of her dead son. Cut it out. Cut it out.
And fifth, and people watching this are probably going to remember this one, and they're probably going to be laughing at this. Fifth, Jaguar Wright is a profane prostitute. A modern-day Kadishtu indoctrinated by the four women of the Zohar to be in communication with the devil in our religious faith.
Now, some of you guys don't know what he's talking about, but he's basically saying that Jaguar Wright is the Mary Magdalene of our society. Why? Because Mary Magdalene was portrayed as a Jezebel, right? That's what Mary Magdalene was portrayed as. Now, the truth be told, Mary Magdalene had a greater importance. This is why Mary was Mary, and Mary was Mary, and Mary was Mary. But that's a different story why those things was called Mary, right? But the reason why I say that Jaguar was like Mary Magdalene, because of what Mary Magdalene's titles was, according to the biblical text. So when you're tricking someone's mind, like Allison Crawley did, these are the stories that you're going to play around in order to trick them into believe that these things are, used down here, right? The same way they trick Ray J's mind and making him think that this is the operation down here. The same way they trick Jaguar's mind and making her think that she's, that of which is. Because if you go back to the angels and what was gifted to the angels, the devil had the most beautiful voice. The devil was considered, the angel of music, so on and so forth. And then when you look at what hip hop has brought us and all the demonic stuff that comes with that, now you see why they say, Lucifer was the angel of music. Now you see the dark demonic entities that's playing around frequencies and vibrations, right? And sound, right? When you got shit being changed to the 808 drum, when you got the frequency of music dropping from a 5.28 all the way to a 4.3 something, right? So when you got these different variations playing on the vessels of mankind, these are the variations of things that is going to get exposed, right? Jaguar Wright is one of those people who are still tied to the Baphomet. That's why she had the Baphomet tattoo, right? She's still tied to it, but they needed to use her for a different purpose, like the side of two coins. Pretend like you're not a part of us, pretend like you're coming against us, but go out there and cause maximum chaos, right? This is going to draw people to you. Now, what we want you to do is we want you to exploit these victims, because it's victimizing software that's being put out there right now, right? So the same way they program things through commercials and TV shows back then, they're doing it now, but they're doing it through social media drama, because that's what people are paying attention to. So now the software is implemented through personas like Jaguar Wright. You get what I'm saying? That's why you see this big victimizing type of society now.
And to bring harm, or at worst, even death, upon members of our family.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry, dude.
That's the Cliff Notes version.
I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell.
You hear what Tasha say? She automatically say she going to hell. She already know. Like she wasn't even ready for this interview. She said, "I'm going to hell." She already know.
Please.
Jules, I'm going to hell. Jules, I gotta tell you something though, for real. You have your mother's gift of storytelling.
I am a writer. I am a very minor but somewhat self-trained music composer.
Okay.
And an artist.
Okay.
I have the gift of art flowing through my veins.
Okay.
So that much is most certainly a fact. And I am capable of painting together very narratives of sort.
I was gonna say your mother, like, you guys have the same storytelling elements. I love it. I love it.
The key difference with yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, dudes. I'm sorry. All right.
Now, those things I have kept separate with Jaguar Wright.
Okay.
As in her actions and her persona.
Okay.
As they say, hate the sin, not the sinner.
Mm-hmm.
And over these years, over this year and a half, I realized all the wrongs that my mother has struck upon me and has tried to do with me.
Okay.
Like what? Did you hear what he said? All the wrongs, listen, two parts, all the wrongs that she struck upon me, and then all the wrongs that she tried to do with me, right? These are two parts. Like this is okay. So you have to answer what she struck upon you and then what she tried to do with you, right? Like the Legina Gold situation. And she said that she was trying to get them to, fornicate, have coitus, if you would say, right? I don't know why. Maybe it was because, her son, was more like his father than she wanted him to be. So she was trying to force him to be with a woman or a girl, kind of like, what's his name? The big basketball dude that moved to China and, all the stories started coming out about how, his son turned a certain age and he let his brother, so these are similar stories in the same circlitude of madness that we see that goes on in the higher ups behind these doors. This is the way that they were structured to be trained to live. And this goes back to Motown. This goes back to Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. Y'all don't remember Diana Ross with Michael Jackson at 10 years old? Y'all don't remember that shit? Huh? How about Elvis Presley and his wife? Huh? Do you see the pattern? Do you see? The elites move like this. And now we have a window where the door is open for MAPS, minor attracted people. But they've been doing this. The difference is we didn't have World Star. We didn't always have cameras and phones to catch the shit back then. Back then, it was easier. Back then, they might have had 5 different, towns that they were, had families in, kept them separate, whatever the case may be. Ain't no telling what really took place to get to the society that we have today. It's kind of like the Bible. They took a lot of the sexual stuff out of the biblical text, kind of like the world. Even though we see a high level of lust and sexual stuff, right? We supposed to keep on ignoring it. Like that's not what this world is made upon. Everybody's out there, being a jerk off. But then if you mention jerking off, it's taboo, right? But everybody's out there talking about doing it. Roses, this type of toy, that type of toy. Make sure you get yours before I get mine. I gotta fit. Like we in a world of lust. We in the world, we ain't in the world of love. We in the world of lust, right? But when you try to speak about this stuff, you guys act like we didn't create this hell, this succubus, incubus type of hell. We created these lust demons. We created the Jaguar rights in this world. We created it, trying to normalize it, trying to make us see it so much that it becomes normal. Kind of like the pastor touching the kids in the church, right? The shit happens so much that when we hear about it now, we don't even bat an eye. That shit is normalized. It's almost like we expect it from them. Well, they are Catholic. Shut up. Did you hear about what happened to Pastor John? Well, they are Catholic. Shut the what? And y'all don't see it? Y'all mean to tell me y'all don't see how they have, repeated this throughout the centuries and actually made it normalized?
To an all-encompassing degree, she's attempted to use me as a pawn, a weapon and shield against those whom she hates, including her own family, for her own purposes, to manifest her ideal reality into real life, and that is to be the hit star that she never was.
Now, let's focus on that part right there. Did you hear what he said? He said that his mom was trying to use him as a shield and a weapon, right? To manifest, listen, to manifest her reality into reality. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I say the power of intention is real. The power to be able to manifest stuff is real. And you can manipulate through coercions of the heart and through trauma bonding, attaching other people to you through trauma or through whatever. So basically, she's using other people's intentions to manifest the world that she wants, which is probably bringing on some form of Armageddon. Because remember, she said Americans are dumb. We all, we might as well go ahead and start our, whatever now, because that's what she was doing before, because she was going to skip to Great Britain or, the kingdom, wherever she was going to go off to. Because remember, by spring of 2025, she was already supposed to be over there with Atwoods and them. Remember, she was supposed to go visit Atwoods in the spring of 2025. She's supposed to be over there doing a show with them, so on and so forth. Big homie CC2 was supposed to go visit Ron and be over there. So they were hoping that whatever chaos that they caused in America, it would have already took place by now, and they can be overseas, racking up the money from over there, living a sweet life of Zach and Cody as they still portray, this image. So their job is to cause some type of civil rest, some type of, and then they don't have no land here. They don't. If you go back to Jaguar Wright's, interview, I think she said she owned land in another country somewhere and somebody else living on it. Some weird shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All along, she just building up the bullshit. Mission failed, right? Mission failed. They were supposed to sell all those autistic toys, last December. They were supposed to, her Patreon was supposed to get pushed. She was supposed to be rolling in dough by the summertime. Springtime, she was supposed to already be, on the flight out the country, right? She had Wolf Technologies supposedly, working on getting the charges dropped so she can get a clean, Now she got to go the other direction. Now she got to get some fake passports and shit like that, she showed that passport last year and she was like, this is my 20th passport or some shit she tried to say. Like, cut it out, girl. You is not going nowhere.
Or at least the hit star that she tried to be. but was stolen away from her when those in a higher position. She's attempted to use me.
This is a very important part that you got to listen to. When they say that, you know, it was stolen away from her with an attempt, like, you got to remember, her son shouldn't know this story. Her youngest son shouldn't know the story about what happened with her and Roots and so on and so forth. So who told him that Roots sacrificed her? Who told him that? You know, I think the aunt might have told him a story about that. You know what I mean? Because he should know this story, because this was a story before he came about. You know, her time with the Roots and all of that stuff, that was before him. You know what I mean?
As a pawn, a weapon and shield against those whom she hates, including her own family, for her own purposes, to manifest her ideal reality into real life. And that is to be the hit star that she never was. Or at least the hit star that she tried to be, but was stolen away from her when those in a higher position used her as a sacrifice.
What do you mean a sacrifice?
I heard this from a member of my family, an aunt who I keep in contact with, and I'm pretty sure you can connect the dots to whom I'm talking about.
Okay, cool.
Basically, my mother's career started in rap. But she didn't see the light in it at the time.
All right.
And frankly, she was probably striking out in it too early, didn't see the confidence in it, and probably was seeing the confidence in it when artists like, say, Nicki Minaj got on board.
Okay.
So she broke into singing, and she was doing really well at it too. She had the angelical voice gifted by God himself. However, the group that she was with at the time, the Roots, they saw her as a good artist, but they also saw her as the perfect scapegoat to get away with whatever they were doing at the time.
You see that? You see that? How would he know that story? I mean, he telling a story that somebody else told him about a situation that took place at the time, right? And saying that his mom is hell bent on revenge from that. Can you imagine, you know, an artist who feel like they should have made it way further in hip hop, but people stole it away from her? You know, that's why I say it ain't no wrath like a woman scorn, because that's what y'all watching right now. A woman scorn, right? She can't get back into the limelight. She can't get all of those years all the years that were stolen away. She can't get those back. Our biggest fight is against time, right? So she can't get that stuff back, right? So she's hell bent on destroying or revenge against those who she feel like took it from her. If she paint the picture big enough, then all of hip hop is at fault, right? All of hip hop is at fault for her not making it and her not being in the light. Hell, you let Jaguar tell it, they stole her image and then gave it to other artists that you see out right now, you know, these shortcuts and so on and so forth. And, you know, like, because Jaguar wanted to be a rapper. You hear it, just like Kurt Franklin. Just like Kurt Franklin. Jaguar didn't want to be no damn singer. That's why she can't sing. But let her write a 16. I bet you Jaguar freestyle like a motherfucker. Maybe she should go do battle rap or something. You know what I'm saying? Her voice already raspy. She's smoking, 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Go do battle rap. Get in touch with Smack. Get in touch with Smack. Tell Smack you want to battle somebody. He'll set you up with a couple people to battle, and you can write your bars. Because Jaguar wants to be a rapper. Remember, even when she got put with the Roots, she didn't really want to be with the Roots because she didn't think that they were like a group because they were using instruments and shit. You know what I mean? They out here beating on drums. They out here, they was like, what? This ain't no damn rap. That's what her homies was saying. This ain't no rap. The fuck? When they found out that she was signed to the Roots, they started clowning her. Jaguar didn't like that shit back in the day in Philly. When she tried to show off the Roots, because she was signed to the Roots, she tried to show them off. Like, look, they coming out here. This who I'm signed to. When she showed her peoples who the Roots was back in the day, they was like, man, get the fuck out of here. That's a jazz group. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, he didn't get his story time wasn't, you know, Dr. Seuss. He didn't get Dr. Seuss story times. You know what I'm saying? He got Slick Rick bedtime stories. Jaguar Wright version. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was signed to the Roots. I had a great flow. All the things and all the things scattered. Rat-a-tat-tat, they had my whole, you know what I'm saying? That's that's what he got. He got Jaguar Wright. You know what I'm saying? He got Jaguar stories and shit every night. Mom, what story you gonna tell? I'm gonna tell you how you know the story of the little engine that could. This is the story of the little Jaguar that should. That's what he got. He didn't get the regular stories that we got. You know what I mean? He didn't know where the wild things grew and all of that stuff. He got the weird ass stories that he was like, Mom, are you sure that would happen? It happened because I said it happened. Now go to sleep.
Whatever that was, I cannot say. I'm not in the situation myself. But they used her as a sacrificial lamb. And that blood spilt from the lamb is basically where all of that hatred stews.
Oh, okay. So it was, okay, I get you. I get you now. Now you said your mama was a prostitute. Where'd you hear that from?
Originally, the prostitute line was something that I came up with myself because in 2023,
Okay.
in I believe February or late January,
Okay.
this was in the time me and my mother were in contact with Miss Legina Gold at the time.
Okay.
At the south side.
The one who said that she's Aaliyah's daughter.
Okay.
Okay. She said
yes.
she's Aaliyah or
Do you see how Sam DeSoto don't want to respond to this part right here? Right? Like if you listen to his response, he's like, yeah. Everybody has a mother and a father somewhere. Yes, you know, I don't think because he's bound by truth. He's not about to attach to the lie. He knows that was a scam. He knows that Legina Gold shit was a gimmick. He knows, you know, but he's not going to say anything. So he's just like, yeah, you know, everybody has a mother and a father, you know. Listen to how he deflect. Listen to how he deflect.
Yeah. I do not know the full details on it myself, so I will not give my word on it. But to whomever she belongs to, it does not matter.
Do you see that? You see, he's bound by the truth. He is telling the truth as he know it. Everything that he's saying is his truth. That's why he wouldn't attach his word to that of which is a lie, right? Because he knows it's a lie. That's why he won't attach himself to it. I will not say, you know, I will not put my word on that, you know. But you know, everybody has a mother and a father, you know, so we'll just come on, Sam.
Is another person. She's another person like me and like my mother and everyone else.
True. Okay, go ahead.
She admitted to us on that one particular day on the south side of Lamar in Dallas, the one apartment place with all the music, with all the studios, and right down the street from Zalat Pizza. She admitted to me from her own words of an instance of adultery that she committed while she was still married to my father.
Oh.
Before the divorce.
Oh. And what was that?
I do not know the person whom she was with at the time, and she did not say the date or the year when it happened.
Okay.
But she told me that she did it. Whether that was a boast or whatnot, I cannot say for certain, but I'm willing to bet that she has. And
see, here's the thing about these stories that people make up. It's kind of like, you know, Ramir's story, right? Legina's story cannot be told by her because she's not the fornicator in the story, right? So Legina's story would have to be told by an elder in her life of who her mom and her dad is, right? Kind of like Ramir's story. Ramir's story can't be told by, anyone else, you know what I mean? Uh the story has to be told by the mother or someone close to the mother who the mother told who was in that bed, right? So a lot of these stories has to have a handler. We're not talking to the handler. We're talking to the persona that is given that this is the story of how they became in this world, right? So you got to think like the only person that knows like as much about hip hop and you go back to R. Kelly and um Aaliyah, that's too far back in history, right? When you go back to R. Kelly and Aaliyah and their whole getting married and age ain't nothing but a number, going down ain't nothing but a thing, right? Her parents agreed upon that. Everybody knows that they signed her over, so on and so forth. Imagine being a kid and you watch your parents sign you over to somebody else, and then that person gets you, and that person say, well, you belong to me now. Do whatever I want. They start passing you off to other people. That's why you seen in that Kanye West video where they show everybody that was in that bed, everybody that was at that white party. You saw Aaliyah, you saw, Dame Dash, you seen all of those characters there. Diddy, you seen all of them there. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Timberland had an infatuation with Aaliyah. Timberland picked his wife because she looked like Aaliyah. You get what I'm saying? So these people were like doing some weird shit back then.
Apparently, from what I've seen, having been dug up as of more recently, apparently she has prostituted herself multiple times in the past. I cannot confirm since I haven't heard the full details, but I have heard the word across the street. And I have even heard of an instance where my mother was live one time when she exposed her naked breast online for the internet to see. And that there was even an instance where my mother was naked underneath the moonlight, like she were from Twilight, a werewolf. Could you imagine how disgusted I must have been inside at the time?
Listen to what he said. I can't fucking imagine. I would be disgusted if I seen Jaguar outside that damn bra. I know. Listen to what he said. This is fucked up. You see it? You ain't even got a silhouette of a perfect frame. Silence of your smile will always remain, always remain. That nigga said, can you imagine how disgusted I was? That motherfucker probably look like a little Yogi Bear out there in the motherfucking moonlight. Hey, boo boo, how about those picnic baskets? Them motherfucking arms. Oh man. Oh man, that shit is crazy. I can't even imagine seeing a Jaguar Wright out there bucking naked. Huh? He said, can you imagine how disgusted I was? Hey, what's up with you? Your face next to Yellow Beasley face. Which face is yours? Who? Who is this? Yeah, you caught up in that bullshit too. Don't try to duck it. Don't try to hide it. You caught up in that shit too. I don't care if you doing the God lives now and you over there and you trying to fit this. I get it. We made the mistakes, but you caught up in that shit too, Mish. Come on, man. And let's get into the whole lighter situation. Y'all was coming on some what was that movie where they escaped off that island? They was forgetting time and shit. Huh? Yeah, y'all was coming like that. Like y'all was the whole cast and crew off of Blink Twice. Like she showed me the yellow lighter, and that was the signal to. I said, "What the fuck?"
But Jaguar, right? Well, she was a part of it. She was a part of it, but now she's like whistleblowing against it. But she was a part of it.
I know, but look, y'all pockets got too big for her. That's why she was focusing on your Cash App. Like, damn, you maxed out one Cash App already. Like, so.
She had got like, cause my Cash App, I didn't have no business Cash App, so was an Italian woman. It ran up to like $5,000, and she only sent me 1,000. Like I didn't get none of that money. Like they try to make it seem like people just cash after me, cash after me. I didn't get that money like that from Italia show when I went on the live with her. I probably shouldn't have did that, and I shouldn't have called the Walking with the Dead woman. And I shouldn't have talked to Jaguar because behind off the phone, Jaguar was like, "Oh, you remember me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was trying to put her two and two. How I remember her. And she was like, "Well, we're not going to talk about the past. We're just going to talk about the future." And the thing is, they didn't want me to talk about them damn murders, but I already knew that they wasn't going to when they wasn't going to put us up there like Cassie already said that he was going to get 2 years. Like,
So you was more concerned about the whole Yellow Beasley and the shit that was going on down there, but
she fucking went live and Lamisha Fuller said, I never said no shit like that. She just put that shit like she just put my name into that Yellow Beasley stuff.
oh,
She just made that shit up. Easy the kids and all that shit. I don't know nothing about that.
to put you in the mix of it. So was she calling your phone when y'all was doing the interview with Atwoods? So that was to scare you right there.
Yeah. That was the seven to tell me shut the fuck up and stop talking about it. Once I got the when they was all like they wasn't gonna none of the real victims if like the real victims would have went up there, the nigga would have got probably the electric chair. But they used the girlfriend. It was she was a part of that shit too. She was fucking motherfuckers.
So instead of putting the real victims out there, what they did was they put the people out there that played the story of the real victims.
Yeah, but and now Jonathan Hayes going around talking about he remember me. I remember they all come to that damn club. They was all good people, drugging motherfuckers from the club acting like they just and then you ended up with Diddy. You have a mansion in North Dallas. He got a business on Shiloh. Like we own a warehouse over there, right? Hayes and all them and torching them in the warehouse. But they're not talking about all that. He's talking about it now. The publicist that works for Jay-Z. He's talking about he was in Dallas and all that stuff now.
Yeah, now.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They was all working. It was all working together when they was doing bad shit.
But when shit hit the fan, they start throwing each other up under the bus.
Yeah, exactly what happened.
That's the problem. Like everybody started like they didn't know how it was going to land. You got to think about this. If you know that it's tapes, but you don't know what tapes they got, you can't confirm or deny whether they got one of the tapes that got you involved in the bullshit in the first place. You get what I'm saying? If somebody say, the Fed got these tapes, your cooperation gonna be more easily manipulate it because you don't know if they got whatever it is that might be holding you connected to this bullshit.
Yeah. I was doing hurtful stuff to people too. So I was more worried about what if I go to jail for the shit that like I did. That's why I was all like, you know what, just let me shut the fuck up about this shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like when people get leverage on you, you got to look at it like, damn, I did play a certain role. I did play a certain part, even if it was like, let's say, like, let's take you out of the equation. Let's say DJ Genesis, right? She provided rides. She been working with Jaguar since 99, setting up, events and shit like that. And this goes back to like the people that then came up missing. A lot of people came up missing around these different events that was set up, around these different numbers that they're putting online for people to call, around these different stories and stuff like that. There's still kids coming up missing, and I think they still looking for them for some missing people in Atlanta right now. Truth be told.
Yeah, I remember they was in a dining room. I think that's in the office. Like the government didn't know where them people is. When all the people came up missing, they kept some of them damn people. The cartel and all them people, they smuggling people.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it made sense for her to be in bed with Atwoods and them. You get what I'm saying? So when you looking at it in a bigger picture, you get the scheme, but when do the scheme become a problem? When somebody think they bigger than the scheme that's created by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
She started thinking she was bigger than the scheme that was created.
Yeah, because I wasn't supposed to get online and talk about the kids that got killed or that we were eating people, but now everybody see mermaids. Now UFOs, now all this shit, the light coming out the ocean, now all this stuff. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Diddy was tied into some weird shit.
Yeah, but a lot of people was tied into that shit because you got to remember, we in the land of the blood eaters. So a lot of people is tied to that shit, and the higher you go up, the more how it was going. They was promising you certain shit. It's called cohortions of the heart. You know what I mean? Yeah, they promising you that they going once their reality becomes manifest, they're gonna put you in the position that you want. Same thing with Kingsmen's back in the day. When we take this land, I'm gonna give you this part of the land, and you're gonna rule over there. And you know what I mean? I mean, we all, not all of us, but we all fell victim to the way of this world. You know what I mean? When you're looking at society in a whole, we all fell victim. The real question is, how do we get past that? How do we push past these variations of things? Refine ourselves, redefine ourselves. Those moments don't define you. You know what I mean? The moments that we fall short don't define us. It's the bravery that we have to get back up, the courage that we show that keep fighting. Those things define you more than you falling victim to the ways of this world, because that's where the human error comes in at. And we have to leave room for mistakes because we're all not perfect. So we have to leave room for that human error. But how do we fix that? The problem is not what happened. The problem is, where do we go from there? Because a lot of stuff was misconstrued in that ball of mayhem. And now our people can't see the truth. As they don't want to, because the money blind them. You got to remember how much money is in this controversial cell game. Some people that made this their way of survival. They not eating without it. They not, you know what I mean? They do it for bread and meat, and without it, they don't eat. So unless you give them something else to bring in currency, they're going to be stuck in that survival, that means of survival.
because she kept saying Jay-Z was there. Jay-Z is in work. You know, if you say he was there, you can't fucking. If Beyonce or anybody was there, they get into where you can't get no lawyers. Like you can't talk about it.
Yeah, you see what's happening with that Ramir thing, 100K. Where you gonna get that from? They not playing no more about this slander of name stuff because they know it's tarnishing their business. It's stopping their money. They know now, like, oh shit. Before, like in the past, people wasn't paying attention to this stuff. Right now, people so paying attention to it. You know, one viral video can change everything. Look at Keith Lee. Look at the tenderism situation. Look at Christian Rock. Look, you get what I'm saying? So they seeing like, this defamation of character thing a little bit more dangerous than we thought. Look at Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight had to come out the woodworks, had to start rewriting shit. One, yeah, like a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? He had to come out the woodworks. Like, y'all ain't about to tarnish my shit. They're all seeing it, you know? Yeah, you might get away with something in the court, but if you're slanted in the public eyes, it's a different level of, it's a different change in your life. You know what I mean? Because now people ain't gonna be, no matter if Diddy get out, people ain't gonna be buying Diddy stuff like that. He ain't gonna be endorsing nothing. Nobody want him to be the ambassador or nothing, right? So Jay-Z see that he might be next. 50 Cent see that he might be next. All of these other people, they're seeing like, oh shit, let me get some, some type of correction around this rhetoric of defamation of character that's going on. And I said that. I was like, people are going to be surprised at the lawsuits and indictments that do come out, because it's more so going to be getting a level of control over social media. The internet's running wild right now. You got AI generating things where someone can literally put a whole nother person's face on and just say some shit. So it's like, how do we get control over it? How do we, right now we're in the age of disinformation and it ain't slowing down. Like, people are believing a lie before they even look for the truth.
Yeah. It's the way, because you're telling whoever is presenting it and how they presenting it. If they presented it messy, people like, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you look.
But they're lying. Because even the walking with the dead woman, she was like, allegedly, I mean, she is a victim, but she was the one that slandered me, saying that I wasn't a victim. And then Jaguar started saying I wasn't a victim to like shut me up because they didn't like that Cash App shit. Right.
So your truth got stopped because it was more believable. It was more believable. And it didn't even matter that, however you looked at it, like you was able to take it and put, I'm that person that was on the table. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Listen to this shit.
Skin is different. My skin not even that color. But when you see me in person, my skin tone is different.
Right. But that's why I say the internet is undefeated.
It was multiple tables, multiple parties. You know what I'm saying? And I know what the fuck I've been through. I ain't that goddamn crazy or retarded enough. The Asians remember me, like, for real. Like,
you gotta be careful with certain words, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not slow or
yeah.
I'm not crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think like that was the thing, was to like discredit y'all truth for when y'all do get out there?
Because somebody had to look into the somebody had to look into this stuff that they was doing.
Right.
But yeah, it was to discredit the truth. I was the one who was telling. I'm not lying about that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, maybe I probably shouldn't have went live. I should never let her talk me into doing a line OP thing because I made myself a target. Like I was going through real life stuff where
you know that people done came up missing behind this shit. So you more so already knew, like, in the physical, what they were capable of.
I'm getting messages from Jaguar. They don't come get you. You know, when I come out, I'm just here to let you know to shut up.
Right. That's what it was. A more so. It seemed like that too. Even when you were on like the Atwood's interview, that's why I said, go back and look how they allowed, certain variations of interaction. If I'm a victim and I'm saying that, this is one of the people that's involved with the shit, why would you put me in front of my victimizer? It didn't make any sense. So, you know what I mean? That's why I was like, something's not right with this. They're allowing it, and it's weird. I didn't know who played what part, but I knew it was a lot more to it. And facial, when you learn to read body language, people body language is going to tell a lot more. So when you started exhibiting certain variations of body language after the other phone started ringing, after the knock on the door, when you had to tell them that you were in the bathroom, so on and so forth, I was like, yeah, they have a certain, you know what I mean? Like either they know where she at or she's scared that they can get to her easily. You know what I mean?
Somebody's call. I can take recordings, and somebody's calling me that's a victim that don't want to come. That's the Jane Doe and the John Doe on the case, and they've been contacting me, and they was all like, "We know who you are, Alicia. They're gonna come kill you." That's my face. Thinking I'm about to fucking die any day now. They're gonna come kill me. So they sending shit to my house. Range bed, flowers, shit. So yeah, I started getting scared. I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. That's my one lie. I don't even have a lawyer. No lawyer. I talked to all the lawyers. I do have a lawyer now, but they haven't said nothing about anything. But like all these damn lawyers, they take my goddamn. They wouldn't take my case every time I mention. You mention Beyonce, Jay-Z, anybody name.
Right.
They don't take the case. They don't want you to say that, or they try to put me in a facility like Adrian English. I don't need no fucking rehab. I'm not no alcoholic. I ain't no drug head. And they video porn. I'm surprised they're not sprung out on drugs.
So they were trying to push you to mental,
That's what the lawyer was like. Will you go to a facility? And I was like, no. And then, we're not gonna take because you're not cooperating.
But at one point, it did seem like Atwood and them was leaning more towards your story because they was questioning Jaguar, like, Jaguar, are you sure you don't remember these things? Are you sure that you don't remember, meeting her or being at that club with her down there? So on.
She overheard me one time, and I remember she used to come up there and be like, "That's Jaguar Wright." She'd be up there singing, and the strippers. She used to always come up to Dallas Cafe North.
That was when she was under that. That was when she worked for that driving transport company, right?
Yeah.
So when you look up Jaguar Wright, it says that she worked for damn, I forget the name of it. I got to go back into the petty pocket and listen. But that was when she Ubered for that transport company when she said, "I made sure all the girls got home safe." Yeah.
She was my Uber driver. One time she picked me out, so she's like, "You don't live this way." Like the bitch already knew I live out and dropped me off at my homegirl house. And I remember my best friend, she was like, I do remember that night. I was like, bitch, she freaked me out because she was talking about kids being strapped with belts and beating on and stuff. And it took me back to something that I experienced, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, spook me.
Yeah. But that's why I said, like, Jaguar was way more involved with a lot of that stuff because if you go back to
But she did something to him. The publicist, the white guy.
Yeah.
She fucking did stuff to him. She tried to castrate him. Like, it's ball.
Damn.
Like, I don't know what the fuck. Her homie CC, and I remember they end up jumping her ass. And then she started talking about they're gonna kill her. Big homie CC and all that other junk.
Damn.
That, the same people.
That's why I said like they must be, you know, this must be, you know, them throwing her to the side right now. The shit that she going through with big homie Cece and everything that she about to go through with, you know, in 2026. Like they must be done with her, you know. So she about to get her just dessert. You know what I mean?
She needs to get some type of justice. Shit with somebody. You know, she act like she was there torturing, but then she turned around and helped. But bitch, the people that's coming out Jane Doe's, if they stuff keep getting dismissed, I talk to them people, and it's just like everything is scoreboards and corrupt. From Ariel Mitchell, she about to get barred, all type of other shit that's going on behind the scenes.
Now that's the name that I was trying to think of earlier. Wasn't she on the Ramirez first case situation? Wasn't Ariel on that first case?
She's Jay-Z's best friend and a lawyer.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Didn't she come out on that first situation when the yeah. Yeah, because I remember her dropping a situation, and then they said she came out with a book and was supposed to be coming out with some type of like reasonable doubt storyline or some shit or some type of because she was like, yeah, there was a lot behind that. Damn, I'm telling you, when I say it's about to get ugly, it's about to get ugly. All of it's about to come out. The only person that really, you know, like, where is English at? Where is Idra English, whatever her name is?
She said somebody tried to put her at the damn facility. Sent her, the lawyer sent her, they poisoned her. And I ain't talked to her since then. I told her happy birthday today because today's her birthday.
Today's her birthday? That's crazy.
I haven't spoken to her since they tried to poison her. She did it, and she gonna do it.
What's going on?
They poisoned her.
That's crazy.
Now she's like on her, like she living down, like she probably, I don't know. She could have got the payment because if they paying us, you can't go public and say that you got paid.
Yeah.
I don't know. She probably got the money.
I mean, she probably, hey, that marijuana business might have took off.
Yeah, the lawyer said to shut up about it.
That marijuana business that she invested in might have took off. All of them seem like they got hush money, right?
Yeah, they get hush money, or they got shot up 9 times and shit.
Who, Courtney Burgess? No, what? Oh, that's why he was saying, you know, that's why he had that cane and he was like, you know, saying like, you know, damn. That's why I say like these people, they playing a game, but they really not, you know what I'm saying? They had no interest in the truth getting out there.
Yeah, because if it was to come out, my case is more Epstein than Diddy, I guess. That's what they were gonna say.
Yeah, based off of, you know,
where I was at, where it took me, so they're gonna make it seem like it's more of the Epstein case than a Diddy case.
Yeah. Was you around when like the Nature Boy and all of that storyline played out, or was you like you was just still like? Oh, okay. Shit's about to like literally, like when I say like, you know, it's all about to like be exposed. Like it's all about to be exposed. Like, and the only thing is like my thing is like the people who like have their truth in it all, like it. I just want, you know, you guys to have y'all opportunity to retell y'all truth in it all. You know what I mean? Because right now, the wrong people is getting the intention that should be going to the real victims. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, because you'll have lawyers that'll take the case for the other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you better talk give me this money and then have that shit instead.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people then got, caught up with that, even going back to Natalia Rubin, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because when I was telling her I remembered her, she was telling me not to remember her, but then I had to remember how I really remember her. And I was like, I said, yeah, I remember you locked me in the house. And she like, we're not gonna talk about that in a while.
That's what I said. Like you was trying to, when they was trying to ask you how you remember them, you know what I mean? And even when Jaguar said, like, yeah, you remember we watched, I think a video or something. She was saying y'all watched, like, remember the video we watched or whatever, and then try to switch it up and then tell you not to speak on whatever it is of how you remember her and the Tanya Rubin. I was like, what the hell? That don't make sense. But how do you remember, Natanya Rubin? Hold on, she might have a phone call or something. He's muted right now. Or maybe she don't know she's muted.
Because I said Diddy sent me on that woman, and I think it's probably around the time my husband died, something like that. But Natalia is gay, and I was supposed to record her or whatever, and but the way her house is set up, she got locks on the inside. I ended up getting locked in the inside, and then she had this best friend with dreads. I think that's still her best friend to this day. That's the one that was cutting me with the fucking razor and trying to make me eat fucking rat poison and fucking grits. And the brother, he was watching the door, and he was like, you can walk out. And one time I tried to walk out and I got jumped. So he was like, you leave at your own risk. And the door was open because he's like, he didn't want to be tied into the shit. And that's how I got out the house.
Damn. Shit's getting deep.
The brother that she cut off, Natalia, the brother that she cut off, she don't deal with, that's the one that let me out the house. But they supposed to killed me and I got down the house. And then I got in the car. She'll scratch me up with a razor blade. That's what New York bitches do to snitch bitches. They cut you with blades. And I remember I got in the car with Diddy, and then he was all like, "Your face fucked up. You can't be a star no more." And I remember going crazy in the back seat. And then I'll be drugged again. I wake up. I'm at another place.
Damn. It's getting deep.
But yeah, that's what really happened.
So who like
she trying to tie me? She really trying to get me in some stuff when she tied me to Yellow Bees, and she was trying to start drama. Like I said, I ain't going to court. I ain't testifying on no damn body. So she trying to get drama.
So who was the handler of all this? Who's the handler? Like, are you somebody was giving you the information to say, or how? Because remember, you said you were supposed to come out when Jay-Z or Diddy got locked up. That's when you were supposed to come out, right? So you following protocol of how this is supposed to play out, right? And the yellow
light told me, Adrian was all like that she wanted to she was all like, I'm gonna bring you out. Like, I don't know, Adrian, I had thought she was my motherfucking lawyer. She's like, we're gonna get you a lawyer, I'm gonna bring you out. I'm gonna pop you out or whatever, because I do remember you. And she was like, we gonna get this nigga fucking life in jail. I'm gonna pop you out because I remember you. Now, she didn't have to, before we went live or anything, she didn't have to message me back and say, oh, yeah, I do remember you. She could have played crazy like Jaguar and them, but she messaged me back before we did the Lionel B stuff we was talking for like 2 months. Cause I started feeling like I started getting paranoid because I saw that picture. I was like, bro, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a picture and I was like, that's me. I took a picture in this nigga lap with the same skirt on, like I was there. Like I just started having flashbacks.
Okay.
And I reached out to everybody. I even reached out to Homie CC. I reached out to Gene Deal. Gene talking about I got him confused. Nah, nigga, I know who the fuck you is. Robert Vaughn said that he wasn't going to help me because when he needed me to help him, I didn't do what right by his son that's in jail. So he said he's not helping anyone. He's just he telling his story or whatever. But all of them were fucking when I was underage. I'm talking about the underage days. All of them were accomplishes. Like they was there, they knew. I kept saying, you know, when I didn't want to do so, I'd be like, I just want to go home. They be like, you should. They used to tell me I was fast, stay in a little girl's place, but I'm already in this situation, and I can't like they can't go against him. You know, like he's some type of guy.
Right.
And once they stand up,
they couldn't bring that up because remember, you know, when that whole New York thing hit, they were saying like anybody that was watching or anybody that might have been there at the time that this stuff was taking place could be charged. So if that story would have got out, them admitting that they were there or a part of it, you know, is admitting of guilt. Right. Makes sense why everybody would deny.
So I was like, let me just shut the fuck up because Danny just acted weird. Fucking got my number. How do you get my mom number? Danny fucking got my mom number. People going up to my fiance or going up to his job, like people's going up there to his job and they got him in trouble because Jaguar Wright was talking about he was drug dealer and talking about J-Lo. They go up there and was like, is anybody paying me to say these things? And I was like, no. But like I was going through real life stuff. I go through real life stuff behind going on YouTube, going back and forth with everybody.
So shit started hitting a little bit too close to home.
Yeah, like oh yeah, they know where I'm at. They stay
traumatized to monetize, traumatized to monetize. That kind of sound like their MO because they did the same. Oh, where y'all say he live in North Carolina? Oh yeah, we got to get somebody out there to check on that kid and yeah, they do.
Be in church or we do go big homie CC, yeah, because they be thinking they can go to church and say, "Play, we come in there and let everybody down." It's just like the subliminals.
Right.
Like what the fuck? Like I'm the only person that's going live at church.
Right.
So I got the message. I shut the fuck up.
Right. But see, that's the thing though. Like they want people to be quiet. I ain't scared of the black bra. I'm sorry to tell you. I ain't afraid of the motherfucker that wear the black bra all the damn time.
Yeah.
I think the truth.
My face from stress. Like I've been stressing about like, oh, you gonna come kill me. People
Unalive.
I had a stroke in my face. Like my face is just now healing to where I can be like, okay, I'll go live. But my face like Justin Bieber face.
Right. So are you going live? Are you back going live or are you?
I'll be on TikTok. I'm gonna go live on YouTube talking about that shit. I was going. My whole purpose to get on TikTok was to start going live so I can do story time, so I can talk about what I've been through. But then I haven't had the guts to even. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to finish. Like I don't even know. Like I just
maybe you gotta make like 10-minute videos, 5-minute videos over here. You know what I mean? Like just start putting the videos out and then just saying like, you know, story time and then just start there and then be like, you know, like and share or get the videos to excess amount of numbers if you want to hear part 2. And then once you start doing little small parts of that, you'll see what parts of the story people are more interested in. And that's how you break into it, you know, start putting the backdrop up, you know, how I met Jaguar Wright, or, you know, real, you know, different stories of different people that you might have met, ran across, whatever the case may be. And then if you have any backdrops or any pictures that you can clip up and show, that would, you know, that's how usually TikTok work. If you go in that direction, or like I say, you know, you could just go live and tell you the story, and then people are going to come over and, you know, tap the screen, build the room up, and, you know, you could do it that way. Or you can post, like I say, like TikTok's algorithm is easy. You could just post like a couple of videos, make sure you put it on your what is that, your 24-hour what you call them, and then you can go live, you know. But I think the story needs to be out. Like TikTok, they don't know about it over here like that. They don't know the truth about it.
I don't be going live. I don't got hate people over here, so I don't. I noticed that Walking with the Dead, the ancestor, Miss Dean, whatever damn name is, Juanita Dean, whatever fucking name is, she be on my lives and I just be like, I just be ending it. Like I don't know. But I understand what you're saying.
I think you gotta look past the trolls, look past the the people that's gonna come in and go against it. It's gonna be a lot of those. Stay focused on the goal, which is putting your story out, and then the proper people will connect to you. You got to get the negative out, get the doubt out of yourself. You're doubting yourself, you know what I mean, because of all of the craziness. I think the more you put the story out there, the greater protected you'll feel. That's why when you start standing on your truth, that's why you get that piece of empowering, because you start to feel like, okay, my story's out there. The more platforms you start speaking and putting your story out there on, the more sense of that fear is going to come up off of you, because you're going to know that your story's out there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I appreciate you not getting on here and bashing me, because what's the other dude that be on here? He be on TikTok too. He's bald. He just be sitting there just talking about Ellie all day with her mom on there.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about. There's a lot of people that look at that.
The one that Jaguar talking about, he had titties. Not him. I'm talking about he's at first he was like for the victims, and now like all he do all day, every time I get on here, is he bashing Allie Carter, Tori Outlaw, whatever fucking name is.
Oh, World King World, King World. No,
not King World. He's bald.
Oh,
he be sitting at this little desk and he be having his headphones on.
I'm trying to think.
He dressed like he sells insurance.
Oh, Great Vibes.
That's probably his name. He kind of, you don't know if he's straight or gay.
Oh, yeah, Great Vibes, probably Great Vibes, yeah.
He always bashing Allie, like, okay, Allie, you bitch, you got the paperwork, show the paper what you have, or whatever. And all the paper that Allie has is court balance from when she could have put Diddy in jail or Epstein in jail for life, but they're not gonna put that out there. I guess I don't know. They keep saying.
I think more so Allie Carter is not worried about herself. She's more so worried about her mom.
Yes, and that's the fucked up vibe, because Allie Carter, that lady is her mother, right? But that lady and Allie are fucking.
Right. So she's more so worried about her. That's what Allie Carter is worried about. The girlfriend, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. She's not worried about herself. It's more so worried about her and her image, because you got to think, then it would look like she, groom Allie from a young age and target Allie from a young age in order to groom her into that. So she more so worried about that. Allie's like, I don't care about that anymore. And if anything happened to you, I'm going to come out with it. So these are her levels of protection. So if Allie come out with the levels of protection that's keeping her safe, right, then they have no leverage. So she's got to keep the shit that she's got in order to keep the fucking handler safe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But yeah, that bitch is drunk and hung because she gave me some bad weed. I'm like, you don't know what we'll give you.
Jaguar was there that day in that bathroom when they did that to Allie Carter. Come on.
Yeah, that's why because she got mad, because she was like, you ain't no Jaguar, you're a kid. She said that when she was little, like when she was younger, when Jaguar whooping multiple victims with belts, kid victims with belts, and fucking doing snuff films. They were doing snuff films with us. So all that stuff. But yeah, Jaguar right now, that's the evil motherfucker. I done seen her castrate a nigga, and he died from her cutting off his damn balls, and he died from cutting off his testicles. Like, Jaguar Wright, the evil motherfucker, she give a bad nipple twist. She's a nipple twister.
She it's some she owes some souls now. She knows she signed up for.
Yeah, that's why her kids messed up like that.
Yeah, she knows what she signed up for.
Took them to Diddy house. That weekend at Diddy house.
Yeah. She knows exactly what she signed up for, whether they was in the corner watching. And you say what?
Too fluffy.
All right, let me try to reset this live so at least I can have clippings of this because you done said a lot of words. And you know, I nah, because I know how it works. So if they clip the live, then I'm not going to be able to go back and make clips of it. You know what I'm saying? So I like to try to end it before it get to that marker. That way I can go back and make clips of it, and then you know I can push it out there a little bit more. But I would love to have you back up, or you know, shit, we could do this every day. I got so much added stuff to add to this from you know the spiritual side of it, you know, and how they actually are playing on you know social media and psychological mind games in order to put us in this type so they can continue to play the game that they're playing on us. That way we don't connect with the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now the lie is normalized.
Yeah. The lie sound better than truth.
It does, right? The lie is more entertaining. I mean, the truth is scarier and darker because
Yeah, the truth is like, I know damn well you didn't sit up there and let yourself go through that.
right, right. But when you scared,
When you really want something, when you selling your soul, or you be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do whatever everybody else, and you being a follower, you don't give a damn about that.
not if everybody else in the room doing it too, shit. Makes it a lot easier when everybody else going through the madness.
I got a little peace with myself, but then I start thinking about like, hey, what about the darker stuff that I have not spoken about? The stuff that, like, you know what I'm saying? That bodies they still looking for. What about stuff I?
But see, you gotta remember, Jaguar signed 2 NDAs that stop her from speaking on the stuff that you could speak about.
Yeah.
I don't know if you signed any NDAs, but
when I was younger, I did, but I was a kid underage, so that was like that don't mean nothing. But when I was younger, but I haven't signed no NDAs now.
I think those contracts might be broken.
When I signed with this lawyer, I gotta go make sure, but he just told me don't go live and talk about it or whatever. Let them handle it in court, because the more that I say is the more that they're gonna have to prove in court. And it really, court is not about what happened in the truth. It's about what proof you have. So if I ain't got the videos of us doing the things we're doing, it's like, don't talk about it. You know?
See, and that's why I said, like, when they were like, you know, when they were talking about like the story coming out of the Jane Doe and the John Doe that was in the story, and they were saying like, you know, they might have been confused with dates and times. You got to remember, if someone else is telling you what happened, this is where your confusion with dates and times can come in at. You know what I mean? If I'm blacking out and then I'm coming to and I'm like, what happened? And then somebody like Jaguar Wright is like, man, Drewski was in there. This person was in there. You met all of them and y'all was having fun and they was sliding down you like slides and this, that, and the third. That's the story that you know. You know what I mean? So when it comes to these names, it could have been a whole different group of people that was in there, but you're going to go by the names that the person told you when you came to. That's why I say like these different variations of manipulation is very hard. It's very displacing. You know what I mean? But I got to get out of here. I got a video game to go play. All right. That'll work. We'll see. We'll get some more followers over on your page. I got because this page right here is connected to Messy TikTok. So I already seen Dr. Michelle come in here. So Dr. Michelle might even contact you and try to get your story on a bigger, messier content creator page, like, you know, maybe DJ Soul Child or Black Diamond, or, you know, they got 100K followers. I think DJ Soul Child got like 1 million over here. You know, I can get you on one of those pages to talk about it too. I just got to arrange it to see what time they're going to go live. And then we can pop up over there and discuss some shit on other pages. So just like they got the YouTube tour, Shit, TikTok got a tour too that you can go on. So, but I followed you already, and I'll lock you in and get some other people to follow you. I gotta follow you from a couple of other pages because this ain't my main page. This is my gaming page. But you'll see them pop up. You know my You say what? And my bike. That bike done got me in a whole heap of shit. I knew 30 years ago when I ain't say nothing about that bike. It was a reason I ain't say nothing about that bike. Now, 31 years later, I say something about that bike and back to the bullshit. Huh? Yeah. Talking about Philly shit, nigga. I knew it. Always on that Philly shit. You have a great day. I gotta get some clips from that one right there. I'm gonna go back and clip that one up. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I had to end that one over there on TikTok. I gotta get some clips of that one over there. Oh man. That came out of nowhere. I mean, did y'all hear it good over here? Did y'all hear it pretty good over here? I might have to pull her up on StreamYard. Let her come over here and tell the story. I told y'all we was hitting that shit on the nose when we said all of that shit. Y'all couldn't hear it that good, could y'all? Yeah. Had to really listen, right? I know. I try to turn it up. My volume ain't that loud on my damn phone for some reason. I should have connected it to the Bluetooth. That was unexpected. I didn't expect her to pop up on the damn TikTok. You know? Yeah, that was out of left field. What? I ain't know where that came from.
To see your mama naked. See, people got to understand these kids are affected. And that effect, I can tell that affected you. You saying that with so much passion.
It's absolutely disgusting. And so I basically committed. Basically, from there, the belief was basically true.
What was he trying to say? He was about to say, I basically committed adultery. What was he about to say? I basically committed incest. What was he about to say? He was about to say, I basically committed something.
Time when she exposed her naked breast online for the internet to see. And that there was even an instance where my mother was naked underneath the moonlight, like she were from Twilight, a werewolf. Could you imagine how disgusted I must have been inside at the time?
I can imagine you are to see your mama naked. See, people got to understand these kids are affected. And I could tell that affected you. You saying that with so much passion.
It it's absolutely disgusting. And so I basically committed, basically from there, the belief was basically true. She was effectively a succubus.
What is that?
A succubus, a night demon whose only methods of survival is by draining the sexual energies of man, basically carnal desires. And they do not care whom it is with, for they can switch across their body to be whomever it is. Man, woman, anyone else in between, does not matter.
That's the point that I wanted to point out right there. Do you hear what he said? And they do not care who it is with. Now, I want to give you guys some homework before you guys leave the live today. And that homework is to look up a transfer demon by the name of Pop Legba. Okay? Pop Legba is a transfer demon that will have your mind of a man thinking that he's a woman, or the mind of a woman thinking that he's a man. One of the 72 demons of the soul of man, right? And I will be introducing a lot more of the 72 demons of the soul of man, showing you through examples of mankind how to observe these entities. Pop Legba, PA space LEGG. I don't know how to spell Pop Legba. I'm about to tell you what my mom and dad told me. Sound it out. I'm about to tell you what mom and dad told me. You better sound it out. No. I'm pretty sure if you put it in your Google search, it'll correct it and spell it properly. And then if you you're gonna ask me some shit, I gotta look up my damn self. Oh shit. I gotta look the shit up myself. But no, love and light to everybody. It has been an interesting day. It's been a great day. I hope to see more of you guys over in the Discord. I'm gonna post the Discord link right now. I started to go back to the old Discord. I ain't lying, but nah, we got this new Discord. I'm back on the journey again, trying to get out there, trying to travel, trying to get the funds together to make some moves. So if you want to invest, if you want to help, hit me up. I'm solo dolo, so I don't have no attachments anymore. I'm on this journey on my own again, back to square one, trying to rebuild, what is, always was, and always will be, which is authentically me. Not trying to get caught up in nobody else's shenanigans or bull crap. And yeah, ain't trying to make nobody feel a certain type of way. So I had to slowly get up out of that whole thing because I feel like it was a lot more played upon. So yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? In my own little corner, in my own little home, I can be whatever I want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my Cinderella shit. I'm trying to turn a pumpkin into a carriage, 4 white mice into 4 white horses. You know what I mean? Something like that. For real, like I ain't trying to be what everybody want me to be. So when they try to paint that picture of me, I couldn't rock with that shit. I couldn't rock with that. They try to paint that picture of me. I couldn't rock with that. They worked hard to try to tear down my image. I couldn't have that. Come on, man. Y'all know how we do. We bounce back. We bounce back. We really live by that. You know what I'm saying? I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say, bounce off me, sticks to you. We live that shit. We ain't carrying nobody else karma. Y'all ain't putting no bullshit on us. We gonna keep on pointing out the mayhem and the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep on pointing out the mayhem and the fuckery, and may new love find me. May new love find me, huh? You know, right? I don't need nobody trying to add to the mess. I'm trying to point out the mess that is. I don't need nobody adding to the mess that I'm already trying to point out. Shit, I'm already trying to point it out. Why are you adding to it? You know? That's how I feel. I'm trying to point the bullshit out. People trying to add to it. Hold on. Nah. You know? So we're going to keep on pointing it out. We've been on point with this shit. As you can see, we've been accurate with it. As you can hear, the confirmation just came, from that it was all like they telling you. They telling you that we were right all this time. So give it up for the Atlas family for adding clarity to sit. Cause that's what we did over here. We came over here and added clarity. Crystal clear type shit. And then we just waited for all of it to play out. So, it's all coming out. Yeah. And we still winning. Huh? We winning. Yeah. Now y'all come over to the page and play the game. I'm gonna play the game, but I'm gonna pull somebody up in the box. All right. I'm gonna play the game, but I'm gonna have somebody in the box. Y'all come over to TikTok. Come kick it with me over there. Stop playing. Y'all know the pages. Y'all trying to act like I ain't cool. I'm cool as shit. Huh? I'm about to put the sister wives back together. Yeah, I'm about to get a new. Ooh, yeah, I can't wait till I get a new bag. I'm trying to get me a new bag. I gotta get a new spot first. I gotta get a spot first. I got a lot of shit to do. If y'all want to help with the funding of my new transformation, I'm rebuilding myself, rebuilding my life. Y'all can help me rebuild myself, rebuild my life. If y'all want to help, just reach out to me. Don't nobody got to know y'all helping me. Y'all could be a solid partner in all of this, okay? Y'all could be as loud as y'all want to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to whether, you know what I'm saying? But I got a new wave. You know what I'm saying? I got a new wave. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put this shit together. Of course, it's not going to be the sister wives because, I guess that's a title that people look at and say that it's got to be fornication involved. When I was trying to show that it doesn't have to be fornication involved. As long as somebody's willing to protect your mind and your energy, then you're married to that person. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter. I'm still going to protect you guys' mind and energy because that's what I am. I am energy. We are energy. And I want people to know that we're energy. We're not just this persona that you see. I am energy. So I want to protect energy. And if you are a representation of that energy, I want to protect you. So love and light to everybody. And, I'm on the better things. I'm only doing shit that's going to make me better.